Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya and politics are inseparable. Our politicians give 20% to the subjects who elected them, and the remaining 80% they use it for their own benefit. Indeed, we have a long way to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fearless channel, the home for politics. We are there for you, you are there for us, and never forget the channel belongs to you. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe so that YouTube can notify you when I upload my videos. Today our analysis is about Mudavadi, on how he is secretly dealing with George Natembea and Cleopas Marara. Ladies and gentlemen, before 2022 general election, Mudavadi has pronounced to the public that he was to announce an adequate. Indeed, he did. He dumped Raila Amolo Odinga and joined William Samoei Ruto. Musalia Mudavadi had a party called ANC, whereby his secretary was Cleopas Marara. Cleopas Marara dumped ANC party and joined UDA party as the general secretary of UDA. The main law that made William Ruto to make Cleopas Marara as the general secretary of UDA was to help him to merge the ANC party to UDA. And indeed, that one happened. After they had merged the ANC party to UDA, then Gachagua being Gachagua, he maneuvered around and made Cleopas Marara his best friend. When UDA noticed that, they threw away Cleopas Marara. And at the end, we all know that the UDA party, led by William Samoei Ruto, impeached Rigathi Gachagua from office. But our main analysis today is on how Musalia Mudavadi is secretly dealing with Cleopas Marara and UDA. We know that after Cleopas Marara has been thrown away from UDA party and Rigathi Gachagua impeached, they formed a party called DCP, whereby by now Cleopas Marara is the deputy vice chairman of the party. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that by Musalia Mudavadi marching his party to UDA, we did not ask him why he did so, but instead we started blaming him that now he has been politically finished. But Musalia Mudavadi has an ambition in life and in politics, whereby he wants to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. Why am I saying so? William Ruto, William Ruto wants to be re-elected in the year 2027 general election. But he has a problem here which is facing him: the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua and the Mount Kenya votes, whereby Rigathi Gachagua has stamped his authority by making sure, or by saying that he will make sure the Mount Kenya people will not vote for William Samoei Ruto. And William Samoei Ruto, he has realized that even if he does anything to the mountain people, they will not vote for him. Instead, he has started to look for votes to other different regions. The region which he has hopes for is the Western region, where Musalia Mudavadi is coming from. But in this region, we have Cleopas Marara who was the DCP party, and he wants the votes of the Western region. Remember, Musalia Mudavadi, he wants to be the president of the Republic of Kenya in the year 2032. And Cleopas Marara wants to make sure that William Samuel Ruto goes home in the year 2027. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to see how is Mudavadi, his secretary, dealing with Cleopas Marara and Natembea. The first thing which makes me to say Mudavadi is dealing with Cleopas Marara is the 2027 and 2032 general election. Why am I saying so? After the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, the mountain forts have been gone. He cannot get the mountain forts, which indicates that the only forts which he can get is from the Western region and the other parts of the country. And the Western region, we have Musalia Mudavadi. Now, if William Ruto decides to take Kindiki as the running mate again in the year 2027, the mountain forts, the forters of the mountain will not vote for him. Instead, they will vote to the direction in which Rigathi Gachagua will lead them. This means that William Ruto can decide to choose Musalia Mudavadi as his running mate. And here we have the case. Musalia Mudavadi knows that he has a chance he can be elected as the running mate. And after being elected as the running mate of William Samuel Ruto, they win the 2027 general election. In 2032 general election, he can be the flag bearer to ask for the presidential votes. This means that the Musalia Mudavadi cannot give a room for Cleopas Marara to outshine him. Instead, he will make all ways possible that he has sabotaged Cleopas Marara. On the other hand of Natembea, Natembea is coming out as the defender of the Western people. And he is sonating well with the people in the ground. This indicates that if Musalia Mudavadi cannot take actions against Natembea to stop or to hinder his ways on which he is sonating well with the people, he will outshine him. Through that act, that is why we are seeing Cleopas Marara and George Natembea being sabotaged by the police. Another thing, why am I saying that Musalia Mudavadi is dealing with Natembea and Cleopas Marara is the merger of ANC party to the UDA. This merger of ANC party, they had an agreement, and this agreement, we don't know it. But instead, we are blaming Musalia Mudavadi. Indeed, what I know that William Ruto, the president of Kenya, and Musalia Mudavadi had talks, and they came up with agreement. And this agreement is that Musalia Mudavadi, he will fight for the presidency 2032. So through this indication, it means that Musalia Mudavadi will do anything in order to ensure that he is the presidential candidate in the year 2032, and he has the people who are behind him. The next thing which makes me to say Musalia Mudavadi is dealing with Cleopas Marara and George Natembea is the Western supremacy. We know that we have William Ruto at number 1, Kindiki number 2, Musalia Mudavadi comes at number 3. But on the ground, we have Natembea and Cleopas Marara, who are giving him headache because they have power at hand. Musalia Mudavadi can use that power to sabotage Natembea and Cleopas Marara. Then the third thing which makes me to say Musalia Mudavadi is dealing with Cleopas Marara and Natembea, we had the homecoming of DCP party. Cleopas Marara wanted to meet with his people and tell them the importance of this party. If he was to be allowed to do that, then it means that Cleopas Marara and the people within the Western region, they are uniting together. And this indicates that Cleopas Marara is shining out compared to Musalia Mudavadi. Through that act, that is why the presence of power in Musalia Mudavadi had seen in the event of Cleopas Marara. They used the police to sabotage the event. Ladies and gentlemen, those are my reasons why Musalia Mudavadi is secretly dealing with Natembea and Cleopas Marara. Till next time, this is the Fearless Channel.